ABC 15 broke the story. The Maricopa County Attorney's Office finally deciding to drop the case against a group of protesters falsely charged as a criminal street gang. In a public statement, County Attorney Allister Adel wrote, "The decision in no way reflects negatively on the hard work law enforcement performed that night." But that's not true. Charges were dropped because police and prosecutors lied. There's major misconduct in the case, and the county attorney knows it. In fact, she said so herself. Tonight, ABC 15 investigator Dave Biscobing has the proof.
We obtained a letter sent by County Attorney Allister Adel to Phoenix Police Chief Jeri Williams. It specifically names 5 officers and asks Phoenix PD to investigate them so that MCAO can decide whether or not to place them on the Brady list.
This is the letter sent April 19, 2021. It's 6 pages filled with, quote, concerns. It's a big deal, but before we break it down, here's some context. The letter is mostly about the case against a group of protesters arrested on October 17th. They were charged as a criminal street gang. We've spent months exposing the case. Our politically charged investigation launched in February. By the time the letter was written, we already aired more than 30 reports, clearly exposing the same issues. MCAO's biggest focus, the arrest of Ryder Collins. Literally, a guy in the wrong place at the wrong time. He's a nurse from Prescott who was shooting photography downtown. Officers swept him up and falsely accused him of being part of the fictional gang. In Adel's letter, it points out the evidence clearly shows he was not part of the group. He did not know any of the people. He did nothing to assist the group. Yet multiple officers would say the opposite in their reports and to a grand jury. And we previously aired body camera video showing officers knew there were problems booking him that night.
The thing is, I'm kind of wondering, because this guy wasn't part of the group when they hindered, so I don't know if we can charge him with it.
The letter also heavily focuses on Sergeant Doug McBride.
Being part of all cops are bastards.
He's the Phoenix officer who testified that the group was a gang and like the Bloods, Crips, and Hells Angels. The letter raises that issue, but also brings up his other wild allegations, like McBride telling the grand jury that the protesters sharpened their fingernails to attack officers. Seriously.
Where they dig their fingernails in the back of your knuckles and try to disable your fingers and thumb.
The problem, according to the letter, the evidence shows that none of the people arrested that night had long, sharpened nails. And not just fingernails. McBride and other officers claimed some in the group were sharpening the tips of umbrellas to attack them. Again, from the letter. The evidence, however, shows that the umbrella design has a cone shape on top, but it had not been modified to be sharper. Here's a picture we later obtained of an umbrella officials tried to classify as a deadly weapon.
Now, the county attorney has not agreed to a standing interview request for ABC 15 for months. But on the other side, we reached out to defense attorneys in these cases, and they believe Allister Adel wrote this letter personally with the intent to protect herself. See, don't forget that MCAO prosecutors played an equal, if not greater, role in bringing these false charges. In fact, a judge recently ruled that prosecutors colluded with officers to make up a non-existent gang. Now, as for Phoenix Police, we also reached out to see if they responded to the letter, and here's what a city spokesperson told us in an email. The Phoenix Police Department responded via phone conversation that an independent investigation into the incident in question is currently underway, and that specific questions will be addressed once that investigation is complete. There are actually 4 total outside investigations underway because of our politically charged reports. 3 into Phoenix Police and 1 into MCAO. We're checking every week for updates, and so far, officials do not have dates for when those will be finished. I'm investigator Dave Biscobing, ABC 15, Arizona.
In response tonight, MCAO says the letter does not diminish the work of the majority of officers present that night. The office adds they have not made any credibility determinations about the officers in the letter.